What's going on now? Let's see. See, we got 9 people in the building. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. What's going on, Z Customs? Sean Brown, I see you. I see y'all. Hit them, get them likes up for me. Yeah, they're coming to 3X. What's going on, Leroy? I see you, John Jr. A family enterprise. What's going on? Alvin Cooks, I see you. Dedrick Higginbottom, I see you. Vision Service Care, what's up? What up, everybody? I see you, Shane Webb. Yeah, weekend was great. Man. William Smith, I see you. T-Wash Mobile Detail. Going on. Man. So what y'all do this weekend? Y'all touch some paint? What y'all do this weekend? Let me know. Let me know. John Mosenberg, I see you. That's what I'm talking about. See y'all putting that work in. D&H Lawn Service. Back in full business. Yo, how y'all feel like work? How y'all feel about working on Sundays? Oh, it's gone, big dog. I already know how I get down. I don't leave no crumbs left behind. Right. Shouts out to the new wave. I see y'all. No Sundays, family time. Okay. I'm about working any day. I see you. Not me. I never work on Sunday. Okay. I'm broke. I work on Sundays. That plays a factor too, man. Your financial situation is going to play a factor in that too. Okay. Oliver's Lawn Care. I see you. If the money right. Okay. Yeah, it's teach his own, man. Like I don't feel no way about it, you know. Um, I respect the people who don't work on Sundays and use it for family time and the Lord's Day. I respect the people that work on Sundays. The benefits? Nah, I don't miss the benefits. What you mean the benefits? You mean like benefits such as like vacation days and what's that? Like insurance and stuff like that, or like the benefits of being a police officer. Like what you mean, like getting out of tickets, the power or whatever. Wife ain't having that. Hmm. I see you, Michael Edwards. I really work on the weekends, so I gotta get Sundays. Right. See, yeah, that's another factor. Like if you're part time and you have a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, I mean, you're gonna have to, some people have to work on Sundays. It's their day off, right? Right. I see. All right, bro. So got everybody in. Do I do surface cleaning? Not really. I do it here and there. Not really. I try to stay away from surface cleaning because I don't have a surface cleaner. I have one of those. I have one of those cheap. I have one of those little cheap little surface cleans that you hook up to your wand, and it depends on the surface that you're cleaning. They do okay, but they don't. I really don't like the way it looks sometimes. But I really don't do a lot of surface cleaning. But I don't try to. I don't really turn them down either, but I don't advertise it. Let's just say that. All right, so real quick, man, I ain't gonna stay on here too long, but I want to talk about like raising your prices, and and these for the people who's been doing it for a while. You've been doing it for like a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, and you haven't really, you. Let me get out of this light. and you haven't really. Man, there's light everywhere. Let's see, trying to get out of the light. Oh, but you really don't have. You really haven't changed your prices, and you've been doing it for a very, very, very long time. And over time, you're gonna want to raise those prices, basically. Um, and I know some people ask me like, how do I go about letting my customers know that I raised my price? You just simply tell them that you're raising your prices. There's no special way to do it. Like sometimes you can, excuse me, guys. Sometimes you can basically, you can creep it up. That's what I did. Like every 6 to 8 months, I'll go up $5 or $10 and just keep doing that. I did that, and then when I made like major increases, I just went up, and when they call me, I just tell them. Uh, or you can send out a text message to your clients, to people that you've been dealing with for a long time, and usually those people that you've been dealing with for a long time, you'll be surprised on how many of them already feel like your prices are too low. And here's some ways you can figure out if your price is too low. If they tip you like high, like if they tip you, give you $20 and $30 tips. If they giving you tips like that, I've gotten a tip for $50 before. Um, Now I don't know if my prices were low. I'm trying to think. Well, my prices wasn't that low at the time. That person was just very appreciative and wanted to show me by tipping me. Sometimes they'll tip you because, like me, when I go to an appointment, I don't take no breaks. I work from beginning to end. So if it's gonna take me 4 hours, I'm working 4 hours nonstop. Like I don't stop until I finish. So sometimes, and if it's hot outside, they'll be looking. They'll come out, offer you water, and they'll feel bad because, for one, they feel like, okay, I got this guy out here cleaning my dirty car or my filthy car. He's out there in the sun and he's working his butt off to clean my car. And sometimes they feel bad and they'll give you a big tip. So that's not always a open and shut, like, oh, your prices are too low. But that is a good sign that your prices may be too low if they tip you big all the time. If the same person calls you every week or every 2 weeks, or just repeatedly calls you, and you're washing their car a lot, and you thinking like, wow, I must be good, I'm getting business, your prices might be too low. Now the thing is that the fear is that a lot of you guys don't want to raise the prices because you feel like I may lose my customers. And so that's the reason some of you guys are asking me, how do I tell them? Well, there's no other way to tell them. Like, it's no special way to tell them other than to tell them. You just say, hey, my prices are going up. You don't have to have an excuse or reason. I mean, if you want to, you could. You could say gas prices, or my expenses have gone up, or chemicals have gone up, or whatever. You can tell them whatever you want to tell them. But me, I just say I'm going up, and that's it. I had a lady. I had a lady that she would call me all the time. She'll call me all the time for just an exterior wash. She would never get anything else other than the exterior wash every single time. She would say, yo, I'm gonna do this next time, I'm gonna do that this time, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. She'll never do it. And I didn't mind, I didn't care. But those are the people that if you go up, they'll leave. And sometimes they can hold you back. You'll be surprised that your customers and clients can hold you back. And let me tell you how. They can hold you back by, some of them know that your prices are too low and they're taking advantage of you. And while you're wasting your time getting 30 and 40, $50 for a job you should be getting well over 60 or $70 for, if you waste you're wasting your time basically, because there is a person out there that'll pay those prices and put a tip on top of it, and they know other people that will do the same. This particular person is just wants to use you because you're cheap. They don't want to do it themselves, and trust me, it's not like that. And a lot of them, they make you think they're gonna go find somebody else, but you'll be surprised. They won't. They're not gonna find nobody else. They'll get out there and do it themselves, or they'll probably eventually find somebody that'll work for cheap, and it's not gonna be a good service. And if you take pride in your work and you're charging a low prices, 9 times out of 10 you're doing extra. Because I know a lot of you guys, you do extra. I know you have a package that you do this, but if you see a stain or you see a spot or something, you're gonna try to remove it. And you can't help it because a lot of you guys is OCD and you can't help it and you're doing extra stuff anyway, and they know you're gonna do that. That's why they're gonna pick the low package every time. They're gonna pick your cheapest package and they're gonna waste your time. And it took me a while to be able to make that transition. But what I did was I slowly went up. Like I was at $35, and I'm talking about this was a maintenance detail, and I wiped down the interior, so it was a wash, wipe, and vac tire shine. That was $30. Actually, I think my very first price was 25. Then it went from 25. I went from 25 to 30, 35, then I went to 35, then I went to 40, then 45, and I just kept creeping up. And now I'm at 65 for that same package. That's for a sedan. So it's 65, 75, 85, 95. 65, and this is just a maintenance detail. All this is just a wipe down of the interior, a vacuum, wash, tire shine, door jams. I'm not scrubbing any stains. I'm not doing nothing difficult. Everything is just a maintenance. So it's 65 for a sedan, 75 for SUV, 85 for a large SUV, and 95 for an extra large SUV. Like your Excursions, Suburbans, your Yukon XLs, big long vehicles, dually trucks, and stuff like that. And then I started I adding higher packages. Like you don't want your like at some point you're gonna want to put a full detail package or something or some big package that costs a lot. You're gonna want to do that at some point. Like you want to have your entry package, a mid grade package, and a premium package. So whatever you want to call it is that's totally up to you. So you got high packages. Like I'll give you an example. So you got a high package. My high package is an ultimate detail, and I think that starts at I'm not sure what it starts at because I don't really even sell those packages. But this is why I have it. I have it there because that person sees that package and they like, wow. They look at it. They're gonna look at the highest one and they're gonna read through it and see what all it entails. And then they were like, wow, that's nice, but I'm not willing. I don't want to pay that. So what they do is they go a step down. So if you got a high package, a mid grade package, and a low package, most people are going to go for the one in the middle. You see what I'm saying? But if you have a low package, or if you have a high package and a low package, they're going to always pick the low package. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like this. If you ever been to a Mercedes Benz dealership or any dealership, if you go on a showroom floor, right, they're going to have a very very expensive car on the showroom floor. So whatever let's say they have a Maybach Benz on the showroom floor, but those vehicles, $200,000 plus. I'm not sure how much they cost, but I know they're more than a hundred thousand. So they're in the six-figure range. But most people can't afford that. But what most people can afford, they can afford like maybe some may can do the S550, and then some can do some C classes and some E classes. Most are going to go for the C classes or the E classes, but that Maybach is bringing them in. You see what I'm saying? The Maybach is bringing them in, and they want to have the luxury of the Maybach. So they're going to get a piece of that in the E class, the S class, the E class, or the C class. You see what I'm saying? So it's called in business, we call that a luxury loss leader, which means that the business owner is going to have something like so extravagant that maybe only 10% of the population can afford it. And, just to say I bought my vehicle from Mercedes or I bought my watch from Rolex, like, they got 10, 20, $30,000 Rolexes, but they also have a $5,000 Rolexes. Most people are going to buy the $5,000 Rolex. If you go into the Rolex store and ask them, what's your highest selling one? What keeps the lights on? It's going to be that $5,000 Rolex. But if it wasn't for that 10,000, the presidential or the bigger Rolexes, you couldn't sell that tank. You understand? You guys get where I'm coming from? Let's see what y'all saying in the chat. Cut right, clean right, cut right in the building. I see you, Charlie. Thank you, John. I see you. Michael Murray Smith. I see you. You can raise your prices and still ask to use their water source. You can still do that, but I wouldn't do it, but you can still do that. But the thing is that when you're working, when you first starting off and you're using other people's water source, one of your first goals is to be self-sufficient. One of your first goals is to have your own water source. I wouldn't ask them, but I've seen people do it. Yes. I did lose customers raising prices. I did. But they were the customers that I wanted to lose anyway. You know, I've never lost a good customer or a good client raising my prices because and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen to you guys. See, you don't have nothing to compare it to. You don't have nothing to compare it to. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. You have you have okay customers, you got average customers, you got excellent, great customers, you got excellent, great clients. Now, what'll happen is you'll have a client that they'll listen to everything you say. If you say, yo, I know this, your car. Next time you call me, it's time for a ceramic coat or it's time for a polish and wax. I see you got a few scratches. It's time for this. It's time for a sealant. It's time for a full detail. And they say, okay, do it, do it, do it. Those are ones. And when you start getting those type of customers, and well, not customers, when you start getting those type of clients, and I've said this before, that's the difference between a customer and a client. A customer is a person that just come, they tell you what they want, you do it, they go about their business. Cut and dry, that's it. A client is someone that listens to your advice and they go off you. This is the same way that a lawyer does. A lawyer has clients. And a lawyer and that client pays that lawyer to advise them what to do legally. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So it's just like this person is your client and they're letting you tell them what needs to be done to their vehicle. You see? So you take a person on as a client and you say, listen, um, this is a nice vehicle. It can be nicer. I see you got a lot of swirl marks. You got mar and you got this going on. You're gonna need a polish. You're gonna need this. You're gonna need some ceramic coating. And they go, okay, well, how much is it? You tell them how much. Okay, let's do it. You do that. Then you tell them, okay, now moving forward, we're just, we're gonna keep it clean. We're gonna wash it. I recommend that you get it washed, every 2 weeks or once a month or whatever. And they say, okay, cool, let's set that up. That's a client. And when you start getting those type of people, then you're gonna start noticing that, man, that person that never gets nothing else done, all they want is a wash or an exterior wash or always picking your cheapest package, never tipping you, never doing, you're gonna start to see the difference. Now, just because you have a customer that comes in that always pick the low package, that never gets anything extra, that never tips you, that does not make them a bad customer. That doesn't make them a bad customer. But if they're only calling you, if they don't let nobody touch their car, but they only calling you for that cheap package, that's a good customer because they're consistent and they're repeat customers and they're going to keep the lights on. You keep them. And a lot of those customers are not going to leave if they like what your work, and $5 or $10 or $20 is not going to run anybody off. But that person that is real cheap, that only calls you when their car is filthy and horrible, and then they pick the lowest package, as soon as you go up, you can go up $5. They're gonna be so petty they won't call you no more. So I've lost customers, but I've never lost a good client going up on my prices. I never did. Some people won't call you no more. I had a girl. First time I met her, she pulled up on me. This is my year one in detailing. She pulls up and she's like, "Hey, how much?" And I told her, I can't remember how much. She had a Rogue, and I told her $30, and she said, "Well, I know a guy that does it for 20." And that I didn't budge. I just looked at her, and so she let me. No, no, no. I take that back. I'm sorry. I did budge. I did it for 25. Washed the vehicle, cleaned it up, and I told her my price is 30. I'm just doing it 35 for now, but my price is 30. She was like, "Okay, cool." So I did the vehicle. She called me back. I did the vehicle again, but the next time she called me back, she had three other people, so I gave her a discount. She called me again. I did it one more time, and then she called me out. This was at her job, but then she called me out to her residence. So she called me out to her residence. It was a little further away from her job. I get there, so I tried to hit her with the. She texted me. Matter of fact, she texted me, and she said, "Hey." She would always say, "Can you come do my car?" And I go, "Yes." And then she will always, after that, she will go, "How much?" Even though I've done her car 3 or 4 times and she knew my price, she would say, "How much?" So this time I hit her with the regular price. She said, "That's okay." You see, $5 ran her off. You see what I'm saying? You don't want those customers because they'll waste your time. While you spending 2 hours doing a car for $30, you can spend 2 hours doing a car for 60 or $70 or 100 or 170. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm telling you guys to raise your prices. It's nerve wracking. It is. Anxiety kicks in because you're thinking to yourself like, I'm going to lose people if I do this, and you are. You want to lose people because if they are holding you back, you want to let them go so you can move forward. Because if you're constantly doing work for them and they're calling you every weekend or every other weekend or however often they're calling you, that's limiting you from going. That's stopping you from going out to the richer neighborhoods and the bigger neighborhoods where you could get more money. And then they're gonna tip you. Listen, I met a guy. He lives right around the corner from me. Okay, this guy he's a referee for the SEC, and he's a firefighter. And he also has his own construction company. This guy would this guy I would be out working. If he see me working, he'll pull up on me, boom, yo, Aunt, I need you to do 3 cars for me. I'm like, okay. Uh when you want them done? That's what's a good time. We get the schedule worked out. I'm like, okay, cool. I go do his cars. And this guy, this is how he does. He gets his car done, he gets his wife's car done, and he gets his son's car done. He has 2 sons. I think a stepson or something like that. But he get all. So when you show up, you're gonna do 4 cars. Now check this out. When you finish these cars, he is going to tip you 15 to $20 per car. Now, when you start getting so now think about this now. Think about this. When I first started, a car wash would be 20 bucks for me because that's all I knew. I grew up in the hood, so that's how much they was charging. They was charging 10, 20, 30, prices like that. So that's what I knew. That's what I charged. Didn't know any better. But just imagine 20 bucks. He's tipping me what I used to charge. And I remember people used to complain about those prices were too high. I've had people tip me 50, 60. I have people tip me, like, I'll do a full detail. They'll tip me what my maintenance detail was on top of it. When that starts to happen to you, you're going to say, okay, if this guy can tip me $20, I can add $20 extra to the price. Because if he's tipping me and this guy would get he would get a standard, he would get like 3 full details, 4 full details. Sometimes I had to do 2 today and 2 tomorrow. Get like 4 standards. Oh, I got the full detail last time. I just need some standards. Let me get 4 standards. Boom. Then he'll tip, he'll tip and I'm thinking this guy's probably tipping, you know, what, 20, 30% of the price, however he comes up with it in his head. But again, don't be afraid to raise those prices. You got to, because you got to keep up with inflation. Things are going up. If you guys are renting out storage units, I know, and if you ever rent out a storage unit, if you had it for any amount of time, I've had a storage unit now for probably about let me see. Yeah, it's about 7 years, 6, 7 years now. And I remember when I first got the storage unit, it was $105. That storage unit today, the same one, is $176 now. So things go up, and you got to keep up with inflation or your business is going to fall. You can't keep your prices the same. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to want a better equipment so you can move faster. You want to keep up with all the changes of this industry we're in. So you want to, you're going to have to go up eventually. Right. Time equals money. Right. Kings Deluxe, I see you. It's levels to the game. I see you. JNS Mobile, I see you. Exactly. Those big tips. David Harris, I see you. Exactly. People don't care about their car as much as we do. Right. I see you, Dedrick. I hope I'm saying your name right. Dedrick Higginbottom or Higginbottom. I see you. But yeah. Yeah, y'all get my likes up, man. I see we got 33 in the building, man. Y'all get my likes up, man. Glad y'all can make it today. But yeah, man. But that's the thing, man. It's like don't be afraid. And even if you are afraid, do it anyway, man. Just go up $5 and see what happens. Just go up. Every what I do is like every 6 to 8 months, I go up. Even if it's $10, $5, I go up. And trust me, you're gonna see your work go down. The amount of cars you're gonna do is gonna go down, but the amount of money is gonna go up. Yo, like the group wash. Oh man, I went in there. I talked with the lady, and she was like, "Yeah, the other guy, he was charging 20." Now I don't know that to be true. I'm just taking her word. The guy could have been charging 30. You know, so she was like, they charge 20 for cars, 25 for trucks and SUVs. So I was like, yeah, I was like, well, you know what? I said, no, I can't do the SUVs for 25. I said 30. So I was doing 20, 30. I had two prices. So no matter what size the SUV was, it was 30. So man, people started bringing big trucks and big old Suburbans and big long, vans and everything. And I'm out there doing it for 30. And when I got done, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna be say to yourself, that was I should have got way more for that. So I went from 25. I went from 25. Yeah, I did 25 and then 35. Now I went 25, 35, and I stayed like there for a while. Then I went from 30, 40. I went 30, 40, 50, 60. So, and this is what I did. So $30, you're gonna get a white. Uh, and I had to. And every time I went up there, I had to have at least four vehicles. And what I would do was, I would do a white, wash white vac tire shine. And if you wanted your trunk done, that was extra. If you wanted spray wax, that was extra. If you wanted interior dressing, that was extra. Anything else, that was extra. So I had upsells, baby seat cleaning, all that type of stuff. Then I went up again. So it's 35, 45, 50, 35, 45, 55, 65. And so what happened was, I remember this guy, that guy had a Suburban. He had a Suburban, he pulled up. And oh yeah, I have a disclaimer. Uh Heavily cluttered pet hair, extra debris will be and muddy vehicles will be charged an additional fee. So when I did that, what started to happen was I was going to the group wash doing 10 cars and busting my ass and probably leave there with a little over $200. That was it. And I'm talking about I was busting my ass for that little money. And then I went from that. So when I started going up, what started to happen was the people who had all those big filthy vehicles or filthy cars or whatever, they stopped coming because they didn't know what the price was going to be, because they knew they couldn't pull up for $30. And just me going up $5 or $10, they went on. I'm telling you, people who are cheap and petty, $5 or $10 will run them off. It will make or break a deal instantly. It's just like when you stand in line. You ever been in the supermarket, or you've been into like a Dollar General or Family Dollar, and you standing in line, and that person is at the register, and she boop bring it up, and she looks at the price. Oh, I thought that was I thought that was 65. I thought that was 50 cents. No, ma'am, it's 65. Oh, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. Boop. what's that? What? Oh, I thought that was 80 cents. No, man, it's $1. Oh, no, I don't want that. Put that back. Put that back. Like those type of people. Like petty. Those, like me, if I thought it was $1, they told me it was $1.25. Okay, I want it. Some people they just want the service, they're gonna pay for it. But a $5 increase, a $10 increase will run those people off. And you don't want those people because this is what they're gonna do. They're not gonna come consistently. They may come once a year, you see, and they'll wait till their car is filthy. Then they'll bring it to you and then give you $20 and won't even give you a tip. And when I raise my prices, when I raised my prices, they the people that stayed with me was the people that was coming all the time and they didn't care. They was like, fine, I just need it clean. And don't get me wrong, I think they run it through the car wash. I think they vacuum it themselves. I think they do all that stuff. But I think when after a while, they'll say, okay, it's time to take it to him because he's gonna wipe it down real good. He's gonna clean it real good. And then they'll give me a tip. They'll write a check and they'll write the tip on the check because they appreciate your work. So if you're afraid, I understand. If you're afraid that you're gonna lose some customers, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that because that's normal. So what you do is you inch it up, go up. You might lose somebody, but if $5 is gonna let you lose a client, then guess what? You don't need them anyway. It's time to take on new people. And see, the thing is that you should always be advertising, bringing new people in because you want to bring people in on that new price. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I love my website. I love when people go to my website and look at my prices because those are newer prices. Those are not my old prices, and they're coming in on a new price. When somebody goes in and books, cause see my website, when you want to book an appointment, you have to pay a deposit. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want people jumping on my website, playing. I want people that's serious. So just like maybe a week ago, matter of fact, the video that I dropped before the last one was me and Ashton. The one before that, did I do two cars that day? I did a Mercedes, a white Mercedes, a 350, the GLE 350, and she booked the full detail on my website, and she paid the deposit. And I love that because it lets you know this person is serious. If a person pays a deposit, she didn't even call. She booked online and that was it. I had to call her and get some particulars or whatever, get some more particulars or whatever. But I mean, I love it, man. You guys are gonna want to do that. Yeah, I see you, John. Yo, yeah, I hit that mark. I been did that. Right. Push that spray wax. Like do those upsells. Those upsells, upsell. Crackhead prices back in the 80s. Yo, that's funny. I had somebody tell me I had somebody tell me that, man. I had somebody say, yo, what's up with these crackhead prices? I laughed when they said it back then. Yep. The cars get cleaner and the tips get bigger. You're right. No, I'm not going to SEMA this year.
No, see, he says it better to add on or just set packages. Both is you should do both. Because when you have a package, it's easy. It's just like it's easier to sell a bundle. You know, it's just like it's just like when you go to the it's just like when you go to fast food. When you go to a fast food, the combos are like packages. You see what I'm saying? Like the combo, you're gonna get, burger, fries, and a drink. You see? So but when somebody wants to order it piece by piece, and actually when they order it piece by piece, they end up paying more. So if somebody comes in and say, hey, yo, I want a hamburger, then they're gonna be like, well, man, you want some dessert? You want an apple pie with that hamburger? Okay, you got a burger and an apple pie. Don't you want a drink to wash it down? You see? And because it goes with it, that's upselling. Like that's the American way. So I think it does both. It depends on the customer. It depends on the customer. See, some customers already know it's cheaper to get everything in a bundle, so they're gonna go for your packages. Some customers don't think like that. Some of them are trying to save a dollar. They trying to add up every cent, so they'll say, "Yo, let me get this," right? And see, add-ons are good because sometimes people don't need a full detail or people don't need the package. They just need let's say they need an exterior wash. Yo, I need an exterior wash. That's all I need. My interior is fine. Some people have a brand new car and they only had it for a week and the interior is not bad at all. At all, it's brand new. But they just drove through, you know, a dirt road or something. So it's dirty on the outside. So they say, hey, I just need the outside washed. Okay, boom, you wash the outside. Yo, you want to add some wax? I could machine wax it, buff it. You could turn that $40 exterior wash into a $90 wash and wax or $110 wash and wax. And if they don't want to go with the wash and wax, we'll say, hey, okay, you don't want the machine wax. Okay, here's the next best thing. I got this ceramic spray wax. It's gonna last 3 months, man. Protect your car. It's brand new. Don't you want to protect your new investment? Boom. You can add $15, $20. So now it went from $40 to $60. You see? And it's only two sprays per panel, white with a microfiber, after you wash it and you're done. So you should any strategy. I'm telling you guys, every strategy that is out there, I'm willing to try if I hadn't already tried it already. Any way of advertising, I've tried it. If I haven't tried it already, I'm gonna do it. I'll do all of it. All social media platforms that I can get on, I'm on it. You see what I'm saying? Like there's nothing that I won't do with that's ethical and if it's legal, I'm doing it. You know. No, actually, G Works built my website, and then he built my website. He started it off, and then he showed me how to do it, and then I made changes. I made changes over time. But G Works actually built my website. Right, like basic, premium, full packages. Yeah, internet update, website builders. Are good. Add on headlight restoration, baby seats. Yeah, add all that stuff on, man, because people see that. Just think about it. Okay, so yo, I'm finna do an interior detail, and you got two baby seats in here, and you don't want those baby seats clean. So you gonna sit on nice seats, but you don't want the baby seat to sit on nice, clean seats. That's what I say to them. Yo, I see. Yo, for an extra $20, I could do the baby seat. I mean, for an extra $10 a seat. Sometimes they got two seats in there. You know, why not? They already spending $200. Why not? Wix. It's with Wix, yeah. Right. So, guys, I'm telling you, that because trust me, you're gonna if you're not charging right at some point, you're gonna hate detailing, man. You're gonna get tired of those customers because if you're catering to a demographic that cannot afford a full detail, you know, I mean, I had people pull up on me in a BMW 750, but don't want it, but won't pay for the maintenance detail. If y'all go to my website, won't pay for the maintenance detail. So you got $100,000 vehicle, but you don't want to spend $65 to keep it clean. You don't want to pay 170 for the full detail. So, like I said, man, I don't want those customers. And if I have to lose them, trust me, they'll be replaced quickly. If you're advertising right, like it doesn't bother me, man. That's the thing. And you guys, man, that confidence, you got to work on that confidence. And what I mean by work on that confidence, you got to get out there, you got to set you some goals, and you got to achieve those goals. You got to get some wins under your belt. Like I said the last time, you got to get some wins under your belt. I knew a guy, I can't remember who it was, but he said my last live was what's holding you back, and he said his some guy, I don't remember who it was, but one of my subscribers was like, his confidence is holding him back. And I said, well, to build your confidence, you're gonna have to get out there and get some wins under your belt. You're not gonna be confident just simply by, you know, you're not gonna be confident just simply just saying I'm confident. You can't get up there and just say, hey, I'm confident, and then stick your chest out and look at me. And you got guys like that. You got guys that do that. And when I see that, I know that they're not confident. Like when they because if you haven't accomplished anything, if you have to, if you have to try to convince people that you're confident, and if you haven't accomplished anything, trust me, I know you're not confident. Like when I first started, okay, now I'm a confident person because I've achieved a lot. But like, I give you an example, I can't dance. Like, I don't dance, I can't dance. I can do a little two step, but I can slow dance a little bit or whatever. But like all that dancing on the dance floor, sweating and all that, I'm not gonna do that. Reason being is because I don't do it. I don't know. I don't dance, and I don't want to look stupid doing it, so I don't do it. I don't have confidence in it because I know I'm not good at it, so I don't do it. You see what I'm saying? So, so, but if I went out here and practice and practice and practice and practice and really got some dancing lessons and practice and got good at it, then I'll probably go out there and dance because I'm confident that I'm gonna look cool. Nobody wants to sit out there and look stupid. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. It's just like when I first started my business, I knew I was good at what I did, but I haven't achieved anything in detailing. I haven't achieved anything in lawn care. Now, as far as my skill level, it was on point, and people would tell me, "Man, your yard looks great, this and this and that." But as a business, I hadn't done anything, so I just said, "Okay, let me throw this out there and see what happens." So, okay, how much I'm gonna charge for a car? Okay, let me throw this out there, $20. Boom, let's see what happens. Okay, I sit back, I sit back, I sit back. Okay, I get a call. Wow, somebody actually responded to my flyer. Okay, so the confidence goes up. Flyers work. They can work. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, flyers work. Okay, let me pass out some more. Boom, I get another call. Oh, okay, they work. Okay, so now I'm getting out here. I go out there and I give a quote. I give a quote. They bite on it. Okay, I give another quote. They bite on it. Time after time after time. Then you're like, okay, cool. All right. So now those are small wins. So my confidence is growing. My confidence is growing. So now I'm still a little nervous because I'm finna move into another area. Like, okay, I'm nervous. Okay, now I'm comfortable in this space, but okay, what if I raise my price and move over here? All right, so now I say, okay, all right, let me just throw something out there and see what happens. Okay, let me go up. Okay, instead of charging 25, let me charge 30. Okay, whew, throw that out there, see what happens. Oh, they took it. Shit, they took it. Yo, I didn't lose nobody. They cool. Okay, you know what? In another 3 months, another 6 months, I'm going up again. All right, boom, you move up to 5. Boom, nobody says nothing. Boom, you go up, nobody says nothing. Oh, and then now you don't went up about 6, 7 times. So now you don't went from $20 a detail to $60, for maintenance, or your full detail was $100. Now it's at $170. Or my when I first, man, I got some flyers, right? Well, I don't know where they are, but I had some flyers. My full detail was at $100. That was 2 years ago. My full detail was $100 for a sedan. Now it's at 170. Ask me how many people I lost. The ones that weren't really your customers anyway. People, all they're doing is just looking for that cheap price, and it's all everything with them. People that are price driven. Everything is about price. Sometimes they don't even look at their car. I know people who come when I first started. How much you charge? 25. Can you got time to do mine today? I'm like, yeah. I'm all excited. I knock the car out. I get in the car. It's filthy. Yo, back then I didn't have no air compressor, no drill brush, no nothing to make it easy. I'm talking about I'm doing it like I would do my car when I was 17, 18 years old. I got a rag, a vacuum cleaner. The areas I couldn't stick the big nozzle in. I got my microfiber, wet microfiber. I had to stick my hand in there and try to sweep it out and take a little brush and try to get it out and everything. And I'm talking about I was still getting those cars clean. So, man, them folks getting that. Oh, all right, cool, man. Where my keys? Drive off. No tip, no nothing. No, man, you did a good job. Wow, woo. Man, my car ain't looked this clean in a long time. They ain't gonna say none of that. They just gonna go on about their business. You know, they just gonna go on about their business. They don't care, man. And so, like someone just said earlier, sometimes you care about their car. Hold on for a second. Okay. All right. Just heard a crazy noise. Just want to see what that was. But yeah, man. So like I said before, man, you know, don't be afraid. Learn hand dancing. Yeah. So don't be afraid. Just go up on them prices, man. You got to at some point, man. I got it. A guy I talked to that's on YouTube, and he's on a new wave of clean right, cut right. Talk to him often, man. And this man called me. He called me up, man. I think almost 2 years ago. I think a while ago. He called me up, and he just started asking me advice, and I took a liking to him because a lot of people call me sometimes, and when they call me, it seems like they be on some how can I put it? Like, they're not calling to grow their business. It's like they just calling to talk, like on some friend type stuff, and that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't see how people gonna be friends from the internet. But it does happen. But but anyway, but it seems like they call me on that level. They're not. It's like, I don't know. I guess they think I'm cool or something, so they just want to talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people call me and they say, "Yo, I appreciate what you're doing. I learned a lot from you. This and that. Boom, boom." They go about their business. Some people call for advice, but the difference between Clean Right and everybody else, the oh, you are the worm on the hook, and they trying to catch a fish. So what happened is, what Clean Right would do was he would call me, And he would say, "Hey man, this is what he would say. It would be so funny. He'll be like, "Yo man, man, I want to get into this detailing thing, man. I got my pressure wash, I got this and I got that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." You know what I'm saying? And then he'll say, "Yeah, man, but man, I can't get the water to come out the pressure washer." And I say, "Okay." So like when he say stuff like that, because he didn't call me and say, "Yo, man, how I get started?" He didn't do that. Some people call me and say, "Yo, how do I get started?" And sit back. I can see him on the phone. Yo, Ed, yo, is this A&A? I'm like, yeah, this A&A. This Anthony? Yeah, it's Anthony. It's A&A. What's up? Oh man, yo, I love your videos. I just want to know how to get started. And they just sit there. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell do you mean you want to get started? So you want me to start from A and take you all the way to Z? I'm like, man, I ain't got that much time. And I'm gonna forget something, man. Like, but what Clean Right was, he had stuff already done. Like he already had customers. He already started buying equipment. He'll just get stuck on one thing, and he'll say, "Yo, man, I can't get this to work and this and that." And I'll be like, "Okay, do this, do this, do that." And you can hear him on the other line. "Oh man, I appreciate that." And then I won't hear from him for a couple of days. Then he'll call me back again. "Hey man, I got my first customer tomorrow." He didn't ask me how to get customers, you know. So I took a liking to him because it was like everything I told him to do, like he did it the next day or a couple of days after, you know. And he made some mistakes. He made some mistakes, which was cool. You know, he bought a 50-gallon water tank instead of buying a 100-gallon water tank. But he made a move. And even though it was a wrong move, he still made a move. And in business, sometimes mistakes, well, most of the time, mistakes are lessons and it makes you better and you learn from it. And so he bought a 100-gallon tank, but he had a big old pressure washer. So that pressure washer was pulling a whole bunch of gallons per minute and it was killing that 50-gallon tank. So, but he figured that out real quick. I remember we was talking and he said, "Yeah, I got everything." And I was like, "Yo," I said, what size tank you got?" He said, "I got a 50-gallon." I said, "Whoa, brother, you're gonna probably need a little more than that, the way you moving out here, because and he did the smart thing. Like he was already doing lawn care like myself. And so he just, those were the first people that he went to and say, "Yo, I'm doing cars. Do you want your car done?" And he was able to get stuff done that way. But he was able to get stuff done, and that's why I took a liking to him. Uh, when somebody say, "How do I get started?" that I don't know what you mean. You got to be more specific. So when some people do that, like I get turned off, and that's why I say, "Yo, like if you wanted me to tell you how to get started from A to Z, that's why I charge. That's why I charge for that." And then that way, when I charge for that, the same way, because some people, they'll take your kindness for weakness and they'll just ask you question after question after question after question after question, and they're not considering the fact that you're busy, that you're like, "Yo, I'm busy." Like y'all see the videos that I put out, and just think about all the stuff that I don't record, all the stuff that sometimes I'm pressed for time and I don't record anything. I mean, I just did a wash and wax today that I was going to try to record, but it didn't work out. My camera started acting up, so I just said, "You know what, the hell with it," and did the job. But I still got videos that I got to edit, so I'm busy. So, and sometimes people call me, I'm out there working, or you call me, I'm working on a video. So I just said, "Okay, you know what? Let me charge." And guess what? That phone don't ring as much. You see? So those petty people, a few dollars will run them off. Trust me. A few dollars will run them off. You don't want them anyway because they're gonna waste your time. Period. But Clean Right never wasted my time. But he did get a little dependent. He did. Like he got to the point where he would just ask me stuff and I would give him the answer. He'll ask me stuff, I'll give him the answer. But this particular time, And he know what I'm talking about. He gonna probably be laughing right now if he watching. So he asked, I'm not gonna even tell you what it was. I ain't gonna put him out there like that. But he asked me a question. I knew the answer, but I acted as if I didn't know the answer. And I said, yo, just do this. I said, yo, just figure it out. Go sit down with it, brainstorm, figure it out. So and so he was like, all right, all right. So he goes and sits down. It took him a couple of days to sit down, but he sat down and he went through it. Yo, this man texted me like, was it like 6, 7 in the morning? He texted me early, and he texted me a screenshot of him completing, actually figuring it out for himself. And I said, and so when he did it, I said, so how you feel? I said, just right now, stop. Right now, just tell me how you feel. And he was like, man, like, I feel good. He used another word, but he felt confident. And I said, so now you know that if you sit down and just really, rack your brain, like really get into something, you can figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, you're gonna figure out something. You're gonna get to a certain point and you might get stuck. Then when you call somebody and say, hey man, I'm trying to do this, I've done this, but I'm stuck right here. I have no problem saying, okay, man, just turn around that way and it's gonna work. I have no problem doing that. But if I have to talk you from A to Z, you're gonna have to pay for that. And so he was able to do it on his own. And I said, how you feel you did that on your own? I said, that's a small win. Now, that little small win that he did is gonna give him a lot of small wins. You know, how do I get started? Is the code for I don't want to do any research. I had my first real detail outside of family and friend this weekend. Do you use receipt books if you're detailing with cash or no? My wife says I'm giving away services. You know what? I used to write receipts. Hey, hold on, guys. Let me get my charger. Sorry about that, guys. I had to get my for the phone hang up on me. But yo, check out the New Wave shirt, man. It's the first time I've got it in black. Y'all check them out. I got them on my website. Um, if you I don't have them. I don't have it listed on my website in black. But if you order it in gray, just text me and say what color you want. I can get them in any color. But I just kind of jazz it up, put my little logos on it. But it looks fresh behind that black background. So man, you guys want a shirt? Go to my website. They're $30. Now somebody asked me about receipts. Uh, I used to do receipts, those receipt books, man. But I got tired of that. That gets messy. You're gonna have books all over the place. It gets messy. So, but it's a real good way to keep up with your numbers because you can get the one with the carbon copy, and you will have the duplicate on on the other side. But I don't even do that anymore. I use I keep up. I just manually keep up with it, like on my phone. Like let's say if I swipe a card,
That it keeps a record. And also I have spreadsheet on my I have a spreadsheet on my computer which is synced to my phone. So every day at the end of everything I just type how much I made that day and that's it. Like when you're gonna start to know when you start doing your taxes, they don't need all that crap. All they need is your numbers. They just need your numbers, man. Trust me. There's so much going on when you have your business. It's so busy. Trust me, you want to keep everything as simple as possible. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't make things, don't make it hard. Like when you come up with these packages, man, keep these packages simple. All these words y'all want to throw in there that the customer don't know what the hell it mean anyway. You see what I'm saying? They don't know what they don't know. A lot of they don't know what it means. If you got to explain everything to your customer, they don't care, man. Trust me, it takes too much time. Give them quick words: wash, wipe, vac, wash, shampoo, scrub, vac. Give them quick stuff like that they know what that is. Trust me, the conversation back and forth will go a whole lot smoother. Uh, Now sometimes you have so many packages that you'll forget your prices. And when they ask you what your price is, you find yourself having to go look at your website and all that. And I've done that. So I try to have I try to remember my first price, and I know everything after that is like in a $10 increment or a $20 increment or a $30 increment or $50 increment. I know. So if I know my full detail is at 170 for a car, I know I do those in $20 increments. So I know my next the step up, which is a SUV, should be 190. You see, so just keep it simple. I believe that so much, man, because it's already hard. You got a lot. I mean, you're an advertiser. You're the boss. You're the employee. You're the accountant. You know what I'm saying? You're the errand boy. You're gonna be. When you run these small business, you're gonna be doing everything yourself. It's already hard. Don't complicate it. But if receipt books work for you, rock out with the receipt books. But I left receipt books alone a long time ago. I think I used them like my first and second year. Then after that, I stopped using them. And congratulations on your first real detail outside of family and friends. That is a great feeling because sometimes you be like, oh, I got some jobs, but they were my family and friends, so they don't count. Yo, that's a good feeling, man, when you get a real person. You know, my wife says you're giving away services. Why your wife say that, Troy? Thanks for being there for him. Squared away mobile detailing here, and thanks for your wisdom. Done my first detail, $80 for 2.5 hours. Don't know how to record, upload pics on total detail. And I see you. Thanks for your time and checking out that paperwork the other day. Okay, I see you. I see you. That's not bad rate for your first detail. Do you have a problem with non-paying customers? No, I don't have a problem with non-paying customers. I've had problems in the past, but I've always been paid. But I had more of an issue with slow paying customers. But my details, like as soon as you get done, because those services, it's like this. It's like this. For the most part, people are not gonna really play around with your money when you're dealing with someone, once every other month or once, 3 or 4 times a year. They're not gonna play with you. I would have problems with customers that like for lawn care that I'm doing your yard every week, and these people start getting comfortable with you, and every week they're doing that, and then what they'll do is you come cut the yard Friday, then oh I'll pay you tomorrow. Just come back tomorrow. I'll pay you. Oh, I can't pay tomorrow. I'll pay you both for both next week, and then over time it just gets later and later and slower, and I've had an issue with that. Um, I have issues with that, but I cut them off. Like every year, I just get rid of I get rid of some people. Some people I had to let go that I did not want to let go, but I had to let go because they lived too far, and I decided to stay closer, because like wear and tear on my truck, you know, because when you pulling that water and you pulling equipment and you pulling trailers and all that, like your brakes go faster. Uh, you need, you're gonna need more alignments, more oil changes. You driving more. You're gonna, so you kind of want to limit it, that stuff. And then once I started, like, I've noticed that everything's been a whole lot better. That I keep it like within a. I try not to go out of. I try to stay in a 10-mile radius. Every now and again, I do go out that radius, but 95% of my business is in a 10-mile radius, and I try to stay in that 10-mile radius, and it's been working out great, And so, raise my prices, and I'm doing less work, and it's working out great. Trust me, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see it. Like, I remember, for me to make $1,000, I would look at my spreadsheet. It would be filled. Like, I would have so many spaces. It would be filled from top to bottom. And then I'll look at the bottom. It'd be 1,000. That'd be 1 week. And then now it's like 2 or 3 jobs, 1,000. You know, 4 or 5 jobs, 1,200, 1,500. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing it. I'm doing less work, more money, and trust me, it's gonna get to that point. But you have to start working towards that today. So put it in your mind now. That's the first step. Put it in your mind and start thinking about it. You may not do it today. You may not do it a month from now, but you start thinking about it now. The sooner you're gonna start saying, "Okay, let me go up $5 and see what happens." Trust me, man. If you guys are mobile and you got your own water, you got your own electricity, you got all this tools, you got all this stuff. You sit up there, you buying all this stuff. Trust me, man. Go up. You shouldn't be charging. Nobody should be charging under $50 for it. I don't care where you live. Nobody should be charging under $50 for a wash, wipe, and vac for a sedan. It's got to be over that. It should not be under 50, and it should be more than that anyway. But 50 is a good, nice number. It shouldn't be below that. If you got all your own stuff, it shouldn't be below that, because trust me, that stuff will break. Go price water tanks. Just go price a water tank right now. Go price a nice 100-gallon water tank, or a nice 200-some-gallon water tank. Go Google it right now and see what the prices come up with. And then when you come up with the prices, tell me what the shipping is. I guarantee you start thinking, okay, I need to go up. These generators, these polishers that you like, these extractors, all this stuff that's gonna make the job easier and make your job look nice, cost, and that stuff breaks. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna need that stuff. You're gonna have to charge right price, because trust me, if you're paying $20, you probably just be able to buy. If you're paying $20 a detail, you do about 4 or 5 details. That's like $120 or something like that. Now all you be able to do is put gas back in your tank and probably buy some more chemicals. That's it. That's it. And not a lot of chemicals. That's it. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to, you want to be able to save a nice amount of money so you can start buying your chemicals in bulk. So you can start buying gallons of this or gallons of that. You don't want it, you know what I'm saying? You trust me, you don't want to put yourself through that. Exactly. Exactly. They'll pay you what you want,
as long as you not, they'll pay you what you want, as long as you're not being ridiculous. You see what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't come in and say, "Oh, how much for a wash and wax just the outside?" And you're talking about $400 or $300. As long as, even though they can afford it, they just know it's ridiculous. They're not gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? But as long as your price is within reason and it makes sense, they're gonna pay it, man. Trust me. They want it done, they're gonna pay it. You got to get paid, and if you and trust me, sometimes, man, if you coming in with a good price and a nice round number, good price, you know, a lot of those guys they'll take you serious, man. And trust me, when you start getting top dollar, you start getting top dollar, you start getting good, they're going to respect you more. You're going to have more confidence. Trust me. Your confidence is going to be so good, like so through the roof that they're going to want to pay you the money. They're going to say, yo, I know it costs more. Then you're going to be able to, get the nice rig, logo out your truck or your van or buy the nice equipment, do have the nice setup. Then when you pull up, you open the door and they looking at your setup like, whoa, this guy's serious. You got t-shirts. You see what I'm saying? You got nice business cards. You got all this stuff. You got a website. You're not gonna be able to get all that stuff charging low prices. It's not gonna happen. You couldn't get them clean. You probably should have got you some chrome polished and polished them. Nice little pad on it, or drill or something, or small, one of those extensions on a buffer or something. Uh, you could go down to like a 3 inch, like small little pads like that, and polished it. Wash and wax here starts at 129. Most sedans land about 110. And then, where you live? Where do you live? Where do you live? Total detailing. Right. So you live 20 minutes from Philly. You live 20 minutes from Philly, but see, here's the thing too. Um, you gotta also remember. You also gotta remember the demographic that you're in too. Right. You gotta understand the demographic that you're in too. So, uh, just like some of those places on the East Coast, the median income is like 70,000 a year. That's a lot. Like the median income 70,000. So that means you got a lot of people in the six-figure range for that median income to be so high. Like here in Mississippi, the median income is like 40 something thousand. So Mississippi is the poorest state in the nation. But the county, the city that I live in, is the richest city in Mississippi. So I can charge a little higher, but you just got to be careful of listening to other people's prices that are in other cities. You don't want to gauge it off that. Uh, because you got to factor in the cost of living and all this other type of stuff. Like I know, like I can look at it. I can go to a city and go drive by a few gas stations, go look at the price of eggs, milk, and bread. If you look at those prices, you can kind of tell what the economy is like there. Like if milk is high, yeah, that economy there is it's expensive. Uh, like here, gas is like we took a little road trip. I stopped somewhere, gas was like 1.99, and I'm pretty sure where some of you guys at, gas can be probably over $2, maybe $3. I know California be like sometimes be like $4 and $5 sometimes. So, but gas has been on the downside lately, so I don't know what it is now. But I do remember when I would go, out to the West Coast, that gas would be crazy high. So you got to take that in consideration too. So you guys shouldn't be comparing prices. I mean, unless it's that something that you want to know, but you can't really compare prices if you're in a different demographic. Like if somebody's in somewhere in Alabama, price is going to be it's going to be a big difference from Alabama and California. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing, the customer said I was too high. Said that they could go to a car wash. I said, go ahead, they volume and personalize. See, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell y'all about that. I understand because I feel the same way when people tell me what they can do. I don't respond to that. Like, I give you my price. If that's what they say, let them say it and let them go on. Don't even respond back because you're the business owner. You got to remain professional. I don't give them no excuse. Like I don't. I stopped even explaining my prices. Like I don't even explain. Like I used to. I remember when I first started, and somebody will say this, and I'll say, "But I got my own water. I got insurance. I got this, and I got that, and blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Yo, you ain't for everybody." And the thing is, you can't get every customer, and I don't even want every customer. So when someone says, I know somebody that can do it for 30, okay, that means nothing to me. That has nothing to do with me. When they say that, I just look at them. Yo, how much you charge? I charge 65. Oh, for a car like this, what all you do for that? I do this, this, that, that. Here's my card, all the information on the back. That's it. Trust me, if they want it done, the next question is going to be, when can you do it? If they're going to just be asking a whole bunch of questions, I just say, hey, yo, there's my card, information's on the back. Let me know something. My number's on there. Give me a call. That's it. And I'll be as polite as I can. And I get back to work. So I ain't gonna do nothing but waste your time. I had people roll up on me. I remember I had a guy roll up on me. Yeah, man, I want to get it done, man. I ain't gonna just say I want to get it done and don't get it done and blah 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 blah. I'm still waiting on it. Well, I ain't waiting on the call, but he ain't called me yet. You see what I'm saying? So people, and then the thing about it is a lot of people asking prices and asking questions because they looking at the idea and they want to do it. So that's just what it is. So like, just keep it. Don't. It's not personal. Keep it professional. Don't even worry about it. Like when people say stuff like that. Oh, I'll just go over here. I'll be like, okay, well, all right, thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. That's it. Don't say nothing else. You know, I don't. Don't say nothing else because that's the confidence. Because see, I'm confident because I know that tomorrow my phone is gonna ring. Yo, check this out. Okay, Monday. Was it Monday? Was it Monday? Okay, well, yeah. So Monday, I ended up having to take. I ended up having to take my dad to the hospital, not to the hospital, to the doctor, to just a regular doctor's appointment. So I take him to the appointment, and um,
As I'm driving, I get a text message. Lady says, "Hey, I need a interior detail. Do you no?" She said, "Do you shampoo seats?" I'm like, "Yeah, I shampoo seats." And she was like, "Yeah, I need to get my car done or whatever." And I'm like, "Well," I'm thinking to myself when they asked me, to shampoo the seats. I'm like, "Well, your seats it's just your seats, not the carpet, not anything else. It's just the seats. That's it. Everything else is immaculate, and your seats are just dirty." And she was like, "Well, actually, I need the whole car done." So I said, "Okay." I told the interior detail to be 120. Uh, and all that includes is, uh, scrubbing, wipe down of everything, steam, pouring the carpet, interior dressing. I also get the door jams too, and that's it. And so she was like, "Yeah, yeah, okay." So I scheduled that. I tried to schedule it that day, so I was gonna take my dad to his appointment, take him home, then go do it. But then I realized that. Then I asked her what time did she leave, and she said she had to leave like at 2 o'clock, 2:50. And I told her that won't be enough time, so we scheduled it the next day. So after I did that, my phone ring. No matter of fact, while I'm in the midst of texting her, my phone rings. It's another guy. Hey, I'm trying to see if I can get two interior details. I'm like, yeah. So I end up scheduling three just out of nowhere, three full interiors in one day. You know, they called me around the same time. I scheduled them for the next day. All three of them. I got some video of it. That's going to be the next video that I put out. And so I know that sooner or later someone's going to call me. So I'm confident that I already know. It's kind of like I'm trying to find some way I can explain it, but if you know that you got a check coming tomorrow and you got a check coming the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day, if you trying to get $500 and it don't fall through, I mean it falls through, you're not gonna be mad because you got 500 coming tomorrow and 500 coming the next day, or however much it is. You got money coming. So that's what I mean by that. I'm confident. So like I don't care about all that. So when people turn you down or cancel on you or say stuff like that, it does not bother me. It goes in one ear, not the other. When I hear people say that, that's when I know they're not serious. They're not serious. They're price driven. And everything is I'll do it if the price is right. And they don't care about they don't care about the vehicle. Like I said, I had this lady that all she did was outside washes. That's all she did. And she called me one day, and I said, I was doing the SUV exterior wash only, and um, she had an Audi Q7. Was it an Audi Q7? I think it is. It's an Audi Q7. So I'm doing that, and then I charged her $30 just for the outside. And so I went up. I said, you know what? I don't like to do exterior washes only. I don't want to go somewhere and do an exterior wash only, but I will do it. So I said, to make it worth my while, I'm gonna charge 44 sedan, 44 sedan, 54 SUV, 64 large SUV, 74 extra large SUV. So like it's only a $20 difference between getting the whole thing done. That's why I do that because I don't want to do it. And some people still do it, and then when they see the price, they just get the whole thing done. And these are and trust me, these prices are for vehicles that are pretty much clean. They're not, no mud, no filth. If it's got a lot of road grime on it, I'm charging for that because it's gonna take longer. You're gonna have to probably put something to break that stuff down because I don't care how much you rinse it off. If you put a mitt, I don't care if you use the 8 bucket wash mitt. Uh, if you use a mitt, you're going to scratch the paint with film and dirt and stuff bonded onto the paint. You're gonna scratch it. So, you're gonna have to use something, to cut that. Some type of soap that has a cleaning agent to how you spray the foam can and just let it dissolve and break some of that all that dirt down. And if you're going to wash it properly, if you're going to wash that vehicle properly, unless you're just going to mar it up and scratch it up, but if you want to do it properly, it's going to take time. So you got to charge for that, you know. And so the Q7 would have been 50. So she texted me. Matter of fact, she texted me the same day that me and Ashton filmed the video that me and him is in. And matter of fact, Ashton filmed 75% of that video that y'all watched. Ashton shot that, and he's been asking to edit one of my videos, so I'm gonna let him do it. Like Ashton is very, very creative. Like I was very creative as a child, but I didn't have any support in it. My dad was like old school. He was all about school and books and stuff like that. And not blaming anybody, but that's just how it was. And they look at that as hobbies. They didn't look at that as something that you can build a career off of, and they didn't know any better because that's the way they were taught. But I was like that as a child. I knew how to draw and all that, but I didn't do it a lot, so I lost that talent. And but Ashton, he can draw, he can edit, he can do a lot of stuff, man. And I didn't teach him anything. Um, he watches me do things, but not everything. A lot of this stuff is his own thing. So all that camera work that y'all saw, like if you saw me in the camera, that was all Ashton, and I had more shots in the video than Ashton. And next time I'm gonna make it more about Ashton. Next time we do a video, have him in more shots. But he wanted to do a lot of filming, so that's why you saw me in most of the shots because he wanted to show me what he can do. Uh, but yeah, I got off the subject. But any okay. Hour away from Sporty's operating at a delay on audio. Yes, I'll agree and say that your pricing should be based on your operating area. Word, right. In New York, it's like five. ATL is like 249, 219 in Detroit. Y'all talking about gas prices? Okay. If I get 5 people to say that to me, I can convert to that elevator pitch. Touch cash every day, no days off. Yeah, I see. Do you post up in parking lots? That's not a bad idea. Posting up in parking lots is not a bad idea. I don't do that. It's not a bad idea. Anything can be done if you do it properly and if you have a strategy. Um, um, but it just depends because I know some people who like post up at gas stations, but they have to pay. They have to pay the owner of the gas station something, and you already got expenses. You don't want another expense. You're not trying to pay rent in your mobile. Um, so you posting up in somebody's parking lot, you can get away with it sometimes. Like if you do Home Depot, Walmart, or stuff like that. Then again, they may come out there and tell you have to leave. But I've washed cars in parking lots like that, and nobody bothered me. I have before. You just got to be careful because they can ask you to leave. That is considered private property. But you also run the risk of someone saying that, yo, for you to sit here, you got to pay me this much. You see, do a 50-mile radius. There's a lot of physical work most people can't do. Yep, have to be built for this. Yep, you're right. Thanks again. I ended up doing the detail. They paid 80. Mad respect. All detailers on here tonight. I see. I had a guy talk. Ultimately, he went somewhere else. Then he called me 3 days later. They damaged his dash. He called me for his wife. It should be just polite, never rude, just professional. Word, yeah. It just means everybody want a piece of you when you're in the middle of some work. Yeah. Appreciate that, Troy Lynch. I see it. Appreciate the donation. They blow smoke to see how desperate you are. 8 buckets, yeah. 10 minutes, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care how you do it, man. Like, if you got a car that's like grimy and got a lot of film on it and got a lot of, man, I don't care how many minutes you use, you're gonna scratch it with that first touch. It's gonna scratch it. So, you know, I've washed vehicles and did the 2 bucket method, and because the vehicles were so dirty, I rinsed them and shoot it with the foam can and everything and washed it, and it's still marred it a little bit, and so I had to polish the vehicle. I had that to happen to me, a few times, and then you know what? They'll come out there and they'll be like, and sometimes this is what gets me. Sometimes I don't know if I scratched it or if it was like that before I touched it. Uh, Sometimes I don't think I did it, but it just depends. Sometimes, especially if the vehicle is black, it's like real noticeable. And then when I'm out there polishing it, like I'll just do it like a one step, nothing crazy, just a little one step, put a blue pad on it and go to work. And it's almost similar to me waxing the vehicle. And then they'll be like, "Yo, what are you doing? I didn't pay for all that." I'll be like, "I'm good." They be like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." But again, customers don't care, and that's why I'm telling you guys, because like customers don't care as much as we do. They don't. And anything you do extra, you need to charge extra for it. Anything you do extra, just spray some degreaser sometimes. Yeah. I've never done a boat. I've never done a boat. I actually did a RV for the first time, and that was with Sporties and G Works. I've never done a boat, but from what I hear, the RVs and boats are similar textures of paint and all that. Between you, Miranda, Sporties, I don't know where I would be in detail, and I appreciate all of you. Thanks for the knowledge. I appreciate that, man. It depends. Do you start the contact wash while the foam is fresh, or let it dwell then? Do you let it dwell then? Do contact. I tend to do it as much as the foam on the vehicle as possible. Yeah. Like what you can do is you could like I'll foam it and let it dwell and then foam it again. Foam it again or rinse and foam it again. It depends on how bad the dirt is on the vehicle. But uh, like if it's not hot out and I'm in a shaded area or it's cool, I'll spray degreaser all over it. I'll spray degreaser all over it and rinse it, and you will get a lot of that stuff off of there. And it's heavily diluted, or I would actually put a little degreaser in my foam can and mixed in and spray it on there and let it, it just makes it easier, and then as you get all that foam and all that soap, like that does help. The slickness does help with the scratching. It does help. Uh, but especially like when I do those trucks up there in B&B, man, them things be so dirty, man. And I'm so lucky because I get to put it up under that shed. Matter of fact, I did 2 cars there Friday. I did 2 cars there, 2 trucks there. And that's what I love about it because now here's the thing. Not only is the company calling me, but the employees call me themselves and pay out of their pocket for the company trucks. The company calls me when the truck when somebody resigns or quits or gets fired or however it happens. They call me and they pay for it. The company pays for it to get it clean for the new person. But the people that are in the trucks, they are responsible for keeping their own trucks clean. So, but that's why they have that wash bay there so they can rinse them off and do what they need to do to them. But those guys are not going to detail them. They're just going to get the mud off of them. They can't keep the truck muddy. The mud has to be off the truck. So they'll blast all the mud off and everything, and they'll just keep going. And each truck has to have WeatherTech mats in it. So when they buy a truck for the company, it gets the WeatherTech mat, it gets everything before the guy gets in it. So trust me, man. When the guy told me, man, these trucks are not gonna be that bad. Like they're gonna be there's gonna be like grime on it, but they don't care about marring and scratching on their trucks because he don't want no wax, he don't want no polish. He just say, look, man, just clean this truck. So I parked that joke up under that little shed, and it's not getting hit by direct sunlight. It's cooler. After I done rinsed the car off a couple of times, the water cools it down some more. Then I get my pump sprayer with super clean and just spray it all over the car. And I'm telling you, when I rinse the car is pretty much clean by the time I rinse it. But you're gonna have spots that the degrees it didn't hit or it didn't, you can't hit every single spot of the vehicle. But what happens is it just knocks a lot of that grime and soot and stuff off the vehicle, especially the skirts. It had that thing so white. And then I just get my wash bucket, 2 mitts, grit guard, go to work, start washing it, and that truck come back white, and they happy with it. So it's ways around it, man. I get 650 for that to 1,000 for boats. It takes 2 days sometimes. They must get in trouble when the trucks get inspected. Then it's gross. Possibly. I don't know. I'm gonna ask them that though. Look into an easy canopy, the best 1,000. Okay, you'll spend for 10 by 20. I got cars at the dealership today, and they want me back. I feel good about that. Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm telling you, man. It's like that's what I'm saying, man. That confidence, man. When they call you back and they call you back and they call you back and they spending money with you and they like your work. That's confidence. So you're not gonna take nonsense. And see, when you know this to be true, you're not gonna argue with nobody. See, that's the thing, man. Like I feel like if I have to sit there and try to convince somebody, you know, there's a little bit of like insecurity there. Like if you have to, you know, or you're trying to convince somebody I'm right and you're wrong. Like who cares? Like listen, I know I'm right. I know that people gonna pay top dollar for my prices. I know it's just washing cars to you. Some people just say, "Oh man, you just washing cars," and to some people that may be true, but to me, like if you knew how much money that I was bringing in per car, like man, just keep it real, y'all. Like if y'all got time, pull out your calculators. Do $300 times 365. You got a guy out here just said he gets 650 to $1,000 for a boat. You see what I'm saying? I did 3 full details in one day. No, 3 full interiors in one day. I made 350. So do the math. Do 300. Better yet, let's go down. Do 200 times 365. Tell me how much that is. And then ask yourself how many people make that type of money. When you add up, that's
That's 300. That's 200 times 365. That's how many days in the year. Or if it's a leap year, then it might be 366. So do the math and tell me how much that is, and tell me how many people you know personally make that type of money. So, you know, people may not know and people may not give you the accolades. And they may look at you and say, yo, you know, that ain't nothing. He just washing cars. He ain't making no money. Let them think that. But you know. So you can walk up with your head held high and your chest poked out with confidence. Start out a BMW, start out cheap. Restless. I like how you think. 73K a year. So that's 200. That's $200 a day. So how many people you know make 73,000 a year? Just keep it real. No, I'm talking about how many people in your circle, how many people that you hang around. I ain't talking about there's people making money now, but I'm talking about your people, your group of friends, your circle. How many people you know making 73,000? Just keep it real. 300 times 365 is 100 a year. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. 100 a year ain't hard to make. It takes time, but it's not hard to make. And if you can make 100 a year, that's big. You can do a lot. Trust me. If you can make 100 a year, that's big. Now, 100 a year ain't a lot either. Trust me. 100 a year ain't a lot. I can spend 100,000 quick. Ain't a lot, man. But it's a big deal because when you start getting into that price range, you can that means you can do some things. Some people say if you can make 100,000, you can make a million. And if you can make 100,000, you can make a million. And millionaires will tell you that. It's just that you have to make a drastic change. Hey, bro, can I work out of Chevy, Colorado? Yeah, sure you can. Come on, man. Y'all don't ask me no questions like that. If somebody can work out of a BMW, man, you can definitely work out of Colorado. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yo, listen, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I'll tell y'all something. When I went out there, you say 800 to 1,200 a day. When I went out there to work with Sporties, now I talk to Sporties a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be talking on the phone sometimes, and I'm working, he's working. We got our Bluetooth in, we talking. Uh, but we don't even talk about detailing. Like we talk about like so much other different things. But like when he called me, the conversation goes like, "Man, what you got for today? What you got for today? Yo, I got two fools over here. This that. Sometimes he got help. Sometimes he by himself. But for a sedan, I think Sporty's at $200 for full detail. He's in Jersey, so Jersey is one of the highest states with the highest cost of living. So he would he's at 200. So if he's doing two fulls, he's getting $400 plus the tips, and he starts very early. And I've I've seen him. I mean, not actually seen him, but I've talked to him throughout the day. Like we'll talk several times throughout the day. Um, and he would because like we come from different walks of life, but we come from different walks of life, but we have a lot in common. It's weird, we have a lot in common. Um, but we'll talk about different things. And it's like, you know, I'm getting information from him. He's getting information from me. That's why we talk so much, because he has a, even though we have similar ways of thinking, but we have different ways of approaching things. So sometimes he'll talk to me to get information or to see how to approach something. And I guess he trusts my advice because of how I move or whatever, and I trust his stuff on how he move or whatever. But we'll talk a lot throughout the day, and he would be done did throughout the day. Sometimes he'll be did 3 or 4 full details. Sometimes he'll go somewhere and do a detail, a full and a standard and all types of stuff. And I've been on the phone with him. He done made $800 in one day. Now, when I was with when I worked with him 3 days, all those 3 days I was there, he made over $1,000 each day that I was there. Now, this is what I saw personally. I saw this myself. I'm standing there when they writing him, and I do math in my head fast, you know, not to the exact dollar, but you know, a roundabout figure. And I said, "Yo, you don't mind me? You know, I'm gonna share this with the people." He said, I don't care." You know, we went to the he had like a group wash. It was supposed to be you know, that kind of we had got you know, ran into a little trouble because when we got there, somebody actually died out there. Like some person that was at like a restaurant the back of the restaurant backs up to the parking lot of the marina, and someone had a heart attack, and the ambulance was out there pumping this person's chest for like forever. And we had to wait for all that. And once they cleared that up, that's when we started. And then some people wasn't able to park in the thing, so we weren't able to do those vehicles. So, but we still did a lot of vehicles, and y'all can go watch those videos if you go to Sporty's channel, and you just type in Sporty's and A. We got like 4 videos of that of me being down there. Y'all go check those out because they're dope. Like this is one of the best videos I've been a part of. But he had but when we did that job, uh I think that job was like a $1,500 job, maybe a $1,200 job or something like that. And we had 4 people with us. And the guy came out there, you know, Sporty's gonna invoice him and he's gonna pay Sporty's later for the job, but right there on site, he's giving everybody, all the workers, all Sporty's workers, like, so the guy gave Sporty's $100 tip, gave me $100 tip, gave one of Sporty's other mentors $100 tip, and Sporty's mentor's son $100 tip. All right. So then we went and got something to eat. And so yo, Sporty's just said, "Yo, here you go." He gave me his tip. So then the next day we did 4 full details. That was $1,000 because um I want to say, yeah, that was $1,000 because he did at one plot we did an SUV and we did a car. So it was like 195 for the car. I don't remember how much it is for the SUV, but it's over 200 because it's the SUV. Then we went to another location and we did a house. We pressure washed the house. Yeah, yeah. We pressure washed the house. We did Nissan Armada, and then we did like a Subaru, one of them Subaru, them fast Subarus. Okay, that was $1,000 day plus tips. That was over 1,000 that day. That was like 12 something plus tip plus a tip, and I'm watching this. I'm not surprised though, but I'm just seeing it. Then the next day we did 2 more full details. We did a Audi, like the Audi convertible, and then we did like a Lexus. I don't know if it was a GS or ES. I don't know. We did a Lexus.
That's when we did the RV. That was another $1,000 day. You see? So, when you say can you make $100,000 a year, you can. It's not hard, man. I mean, $200 a day. Yo, man, that's for me, that's a full detail plus like a maintenance wash every day. Like over time, that can happen. Now it's gonna rain. You're gonna have break stuff to break down this and this and that, but trust me, you're gonna make over $300 some days. If once you raise your prices, but you're never gonna get there charging low prices. And trust me, if it takes you like anything that takes me 2 hours to do, I'm trying to get at least $100. At least. Some people get $100 an hour, and I'm trying to get to that as well. I want to make $100 an hour. Okay, you're currently making 30,000 in lawn care. Yo, that 70,000 is very obtainable, man. Check this out. You only need 200 a day, man. If you charge a 50 a yard, that's 4 yards a day. I could do 4 yards in my sleep. That's 4 yards, just like I'm talking about mowing, edging, and blowing. 50, 40. That's why you got to go up in the price. You'd be surprised how much $10 a yard extra a yard would do. You know, it's all the way you market yourself. Yep. You have to have other streams of income besides detailing. Yep. Good looking out. I like the vid. I appreciate you, man. Who's that? Aguilar. I see you. My full starts at 200, so we're in a similar price. Yeah. All of our demographics are different. Yep. My full starts at 250. Mm-hmm. I see him. Oh, am I going to visit him again? Like I plan to go down there this year. I don't know. I may not. I want to, but it just depends on what I got going on. But I mean, we still talk here and there. But like, he's, you know, Sporty is gonna tell his story one day soon. I'm not sure when, but he's talked about that. But he's been through a lot, and now he's just he's it's like he's really starting to live life now. So like when you don't see him or when you don't hear anything from him, like he's just living his life. Like he's really out there like having fun. Like if Sporty went years without doing nothing. Like Sporty worked for like 7, 8 years straight. Didn't go out, didn't buy clothes, didn't do nothing, didn't take trips, didn't do anything. He just worked, 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 worked. All he did was work and go to sleep. Wake up, work, go to sleep. The man would go to sleep in the clothes that he worked in. Get up in the morning, take a bath, and then go work again. I mean, that's how he lives. Like when I went to visit him when I was out there, man, and, I have a lot of I got a lot of people in Jersey, so I was stationed out there in the military in 2000 from 2004 to 2006 in that kind of in that same area where he lives. So you know um now he's living like he's traveling. He's going places, like he's doing stuff, like he wants to go out of the country. He wants to do a lot of stuff. So uh, I mean, he's still working and still putting in work. I talked to him Matter of fact, I talked to him yesterday when I took a trip. I took like a quick trip to the coast of Mississippi real quick. It was like a 1 day trip. I came back today, and then when I came back, since I came back, I did a wash and a wax at 5. Uh, and like when I went live, I just got through showering up, and that's why y'all saw me eating, man. Like, because it's kind of like working out. Like people be like, man, you eat so much, but if you work out, like if you're a person that works out, if you ever worked out, did any type of training, like after you work out, sometimes you get extremely hungry because you burnt out all the stuff in you. You got to replenish it. So that's why I eat so much. But I talked to him and he was working. So like, between working and doing everything else, like he's traveling, going places, like he's living his life. So I don't know if I want to go down there. Like we talked about it, he's down for it or whatever. Like go back down there around the same time. I don't know. If I'll go. I'm not sure, but I want to. But I know for sure the next couple of weeks if I go down there, because I like to get my flight early so I can get a good rate. I'm in California. I'm doing just detailing 260 for full, 160 for interior, 120. Yeah, that's some good prices. Who is that? Lee. That's some good prices. Yeah, once you get to that level, you'll be happy. No, you won't, because you're gonna want to go more, man. You ain't gonna you'll be happy that you made it to that level, but trust me, you're gonna want more, man. Once you make 100,000, you're gonna want to make 150. Once you make 150, you want to make 200,000. Trust me, man. There's no like people say the sky's the limit, man. There is no limit, man. There is no limit. You have to have that mindset. Trust me, man. When you're gonna get to that, like you'll be surprised, man. Like if you keep working and you just keep getting better and better, you keep elevating and not sitting there like that's what I'm telling you guys. Raise your prices because that's the only way you're gonna get to that point. Because there's only so many cars you can do a day. You can't do like you can't say I want more customers. Then you ain't gonna be able to do them all. You ain't gonna do nothing but piss a whole bunch of people off because you can't do their cars. But trust me, I remember when I said, man, when I get 30,000, I was gonna be okay. And that day came quick. I was like, yeah, man, I can't wait till I make 30,000. Before I looked up, I was at 30,000. Then 50, then 60. It just kept going up, man. And then, for you know it, man, you'll be at six figures and it won't even seem like you did anything. I mean, it looks good on paper, but once you start paying stuff off, because trust me, like when you make that type of money, you're gonna spend some of it. You're gonna want a better living, you want a better house, you might get a better car, better equipment. You're gonna spend some of it. And then when you're the IRS, pay your taxes because they will audit you. Pay your taxes. Yeah, if you're not, let me see, Lewis. If you charge a 120 and they saying it's too high, then you're in the wrong demographic because there's money in Atlanta. All those celebrities, all those music, movies, and all that down there in Atlanta, man. You're catering to the wrong demographic. You're gonna have to find a demographic that can afford your prices. You got to go there. See, that's the good thing about being mobile because you can always. That's the good thing about being mobile because you can always, if this area is not popping, you can go to an area that's popping and go over there and get it, and go over there and get that bag. I'm telling you. I see you. I see you, Lee.
Like, yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, you in California, different demographic. Like, some people don't get it that way. See, it's like this. It's like this. Like, you got some people like, okay, I give you an example. Okay, you can go. It just depends on the person too. Also depends on your demographic. Like we're talking here. I can go. Let's say like you go to a mechanic shop, right? They can do brake pads, oil changes, change wiper blades, change alternators, replace batteries. They can do that all day and make a killing. They can also change out engines, you know, but there's more work in putting in the engine. And if you have a system where you can do a lot of volume, you have a system where you can do a lot of volume, then you can make a lot of money because more people are inclined to spend that cheaper price than that higher price, but that's if you can handle the volume. Now on the flip side to that, like you're saying, it makes more sense to do a $250 job. That way, that $250 job is but it's gonna take you sometimes it doesn't take you, the same amount of time that it take me to do 4 or 5 washes. It may take you the same amount of time to do that one full detail. It may take you anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. If I do some wash and vacs, it'd be the same thing. If I'm doing them in one location, it's the same thing. I'm just doing more cars, but uh, I'm pretty efficient. I can do them cars fast. So like in 4 hours, I can at least on an average day, I can do at least 4 wash and wipes. 4 wash wipes back. Boom, $50. But I charge 65, so I can do a few of those and get close to that 200 and 250 mark. But don't get me wrong, like I do want to get to the point where I can say what you say, like, yo, because I'm not getting full details every day. But if I was getting full details every day and I'm getting them a lot, then I would take that package off too. You know what I'm saying? It's all about business. You're right. It wouldn't make any sense. Now I wouldn't expect anybody, you know, and that's why I'm telling you guys to raise your prices, because at some point you're going to get to that level. At some point you're going to get that your maintenance package is going to be too high, and people are not going to even pick the maintenance package no more. They're going to say, "Well, I might as well get the full detail." Then you're going to be catering to a demographic that they want the expensive package. Every time they get their car done, they want the works. So now you're getting 250. That's how you get to that $100,000. That's how you get to that $100,000 a year. And the only way that you would do a wash like that is if a guy schedules a full detail and say, "Hey, could you do my wife's car? It's not that bad. It's new. Could you do just wipe it down the inside, wash the vac?" And oh yeah, you would do it because you coming there to do that anyway. That's just a add on. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you definitely burn a lot of calories. Full starts 200 up, depending on what's needed. I like doing interior jobs. Yeah. Set up 2 car minute. Then you make group washes are the best. Hey, now I see you, Brandon. What up, Toadies? What's going on? Emler? Amler Automotive, I see you. Appreciate you. Luis Hernandez, I see you. All right, I see you. Total detail, and I see you. Yeah, yeah, just basically raising, not really talking about prices per se, but just raising prices. Over time, continue to raise your prices to keep up with inflation. Amplify elite detail, and I see you. Well, like maintenance clients keeps the lights on. Maintenance clients, he says, where's the real money in detailing? Maintenance clients and coatings. Uh, I mean, it depends on what you feel is real money, but I mean, you can make a lot of money doing coatings. Uh, but maintenance always keeps the lights on because like I make most of my money from maintenance, and that's with lawn care and detailing. Yeah, maintenance is gonna be more consistent. It's gonna bring the money in. Um, but anything can be done with the right marketing and advertising. Like, you got some people that only do coatings. You got some people that only do polishing. You got some people that only do interior, and they're very successful and make a lot of money doing it. Just depends on how you market yourself and how you advertise and your strategy. It can be done. Yeah, but it's just like you go to the quick lube place. You go to the little mechanic shop, and the oil changes, and the windshield wipers, and the battery changes, and the alternator, and the headlight bulb changes. That keeps the lights on. Okay, I see you, Frederick Williams. Batesville, Batesville, Mississippi. Oh, well, hold on. That's not Batesville. Bennettsville. Where's Bennettsville? Is that in Mississippi? My main source of advertising is social media. In social media, just think about it. How'd you guys find out about me? How'd you find out about A&A? All right, Sharon Webb, I see you. Oh, South Carolina. But yeah, my advertising social media, man, because like with uh, one click of a button, I mean that's how y'all found me. One click of a button, you know, after you done made your project, or you made your videos, or you made your ad or whatever. I mean, you got Nextdoor, Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, Snapchat. You got so many platforms out there, man. And like when I first started, I just went with what I knew. And what I knew was flyers and cards, and that's what I did. I passed out flyers. Like I would go to like a place, like I would pull up. We have a we have Comcast here, not far from me, like 5 minutes away. Maybe more like
7 minutes away, and I go right over there, and it's a big parking lot. The Xerox is there. They also got other companies, well-known companies over there, and it's cars full of parking lot. I mean, it's a parking lot full of cars, and then you got nothing but women all over the place, and those going to be your biggest customers. So I would take them flyers. Like I'll order like 1,000 of them. I'll take them flyers, man, and I'll put them on them cars, bloop bloop bloop, and I'll put them right on their front door, like right, like that little slot, that little piece of rubber where the window, and the door meets. I slide it right there, boom, 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 boom. I do, 100, 200 cars. Me and Ashton will get out there, especially, like during, spring break when he's out of school or in the summertime. Boom, boom, boom. Like if I'm sitting at home and if my phone ain't ring by 9 o'clock, nobody called me, man. I make sure I keep my phone on me and I keep the ringer on so I don't miss no calls. And boom, boom, we'll just go do it. And then sometimes I get a call, we'll stop, go do a car. And then when we get in that neighborhood, we never been in that neighborhood before. Boom, I hit a couple of streets real quick. Boom, 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 mailboxes. And then when I saw that, at the time I was on Facebook, but I wasn't active. And so when I looked on Facebook and saw that, I can advertise my business on Facebook. So, $5, $10, $20, I can reach 1,000 people. So instead of sitting out there passing out 1,000 flyers, I can pay, I don't have to buy any flyers. I can make a video which doesn't cost me anything but time. I already got the footage. Just chop it down, make it a minute, put it out on Facebook, put $20 behind it, and reach 1,000 people. Reach the same 1,000 people I would have done walk. I mean, putting them on flyers and have to pay for the flyers. No, putting flyers on mailboxes is not illegal. It's when you put it inside. If you put them on the mailbox, it's not illegal. It's illegal when you open them up and put it inside. Trust me, I was a cop 10 years. I know. Yeah, it's not illegal to put them on the outside of the mailboxes. It's the inside. It's when you open it up and put it on the inside. That's when you commit the offense. Uh, but like I said, I would put them on those mailboxes and go up and down the street, and then it would get me people. And then let me tell you what would happen too. Let me tell you one thing about those flyers. Flyers work. I just don't have the time to do it like I used to. But when you guys who are slow right now or just starting out and you're not working every day, you're not busy every day with details or lawn care, whatever you guys are doing, those flyers work because I'm gonna tell you why. Sometimes a person, women, especially women, they'll see that flyer and they'll look at it, they'll read it. Hmm. And if it's a good idea, mobile detailing, we come to you. Hmm. Okay. All right. So they take it. They go in their house. They put it in the kitchen drawer. Boom. They slide in there with all the other cards. Some of them might just stick it on a magnet on there. Put a magnet on it on their refrigerator. And they gone about their lives. They forget about it. And then, oh, I need my car clean. My car is so filthy, especially when June comes and they driving around, they getting all those June bugs. You guys in the South know that all those June bugs be all on the front of the car, and windshield cover with pollen all over the car. The car's filthy, and she's driving, and she said, "Oh, I need my car washed." You know what? But she looks over there at the car wash is packed full because everybody else has the same problem. So then you know what she does? Oh, I got that car. That guy could come to me. I'm gonna call him. But 2 years has passed by. She had that car. She picked that car for 2 years. Sometimes they don't throw them away. They hold on to them and keep them. I've had that to happen to me on 3 occasions. Um, One lady, I have her right now. I do her yard right now. I picked her up with my detail flyer, and she called me. I said, how'd you find out about me? She said, I got your flyer on my mailbox one day. And I was like, oh, okay. And and I thought about it. I said, but I hadn't passed out flyers in this neighborhood in about, about a year. And she was like, yeah, that's about right. It been sitting on my desk for a year. I had another situation that like that happened. One guy, I passed out 4 years ago. I said, how'd you find out about me? He said, yeah, I had your flyer. I said, yo, I said, the last time I passed out flyers here was 2000 and this here we are in 2018. I said, yo, the last time I passed out flyers here was 2012. He still had the flyer. He showed it to me. I'm like, yo, these were my first flyers. But see, the thing is that you'd be surprised. People already have a lawn guy. People already have a detail guy. But when they see somebody else, they'll keep it. And then when those people move or go out of business or stop working, they're gonna give you a call. So those flyers work. The thing is that you just got to be ready. Man, I've been on here for a long time. Time for me to get off. But things, the thing about it is, my bad, my phone act doing something weird. But over time, you're gonna start to see that all the work that you put in the past it's going to start to work. All the work you put in the past is going to work. But it's not going to work when you want it to work. Well, it just depends. I don't know. I can't tell you which one is the best, but I can't tell you which is the best social media platform. You should get on all of them. Because the more you get on there, the more exposure you're going to get. All of them work, but you have to work them. See, the thing is that if the eyes are there and the people are there, it's going to work if you work it. And like I said in my last video, that people get on these platforms and they're just on there. They just own there. Like that, okay, I'm on Facebook. But when the last time you uploaded? When the last time you put some before and afters? When the last time you did a video? When the last time you put money behind an ad? Okay, so if it's there, it's just there. Trust me. If you don't upload, just like right now, if I stop uploading on YouTube, let's say if I stop uploading for like 6 months, y'all gonna go find somebody else to watch. You see? And then over time, you're gonna be like, whatever happened to Anthony? Whatever happened to A&A? And then over time you'll forget. Some of you may not forget, but a lot of people gonna forget. And if somebody else new come out and they got good quality videos, you're gonna go over there. So it's the same thing with advertising. If you stop advertising and you're not putting nothing out, people not gonna know that you detail. If somebody calls me, I get offended. If somebody calls me and say, yo, you still detail cars, I get offended. As much advertising, as much stuff I put out there, you gotta see it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes some people don't be on social media like that. But nobody should be like, everybody knows what I do. Like when I was a cop, everybody knew I was a cop. You know what I'm saying? When I started doing lawn care detailing, everybody that knows me know I do it. Nobody walk up to me and be like, yo, what you do? They know what I'm doing because they see the videos. Just like I went to a little family function down with the family down in the coast of Mississippi. I went down there for a day. Everybody that walked up to me, I hadn't seen him in years. What's going on, man? Yo, Mr. Car Wash guy. I don't even get offended. I want you to call me the car wash guy. Because the thing about it is, even if you don't call me and get a service, even if you don't do, I do it.
That's all I want you to know. I don't. It's just like it's just like advertising. When you watch these commercials, they put these commercials out there. They want you to buy their stuff, but you know what? They want to know. They want you to know they exist. When you that's why every time you watch TV, just you like commercial jingles. You probably never use their services. You never probably never bought anything from them or done nothing with them. But it's one thing you do know. You know they jingle. You know they jingle. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, man. It's not what's the best platform. It's how are you advertising on these platforms and how often are you advertising? That's what it's about. Working these platforms. Top three, top three to pass out flyers, parking lots, business offices, and neighborhoods. It's the top three. Am I using a mask for the virus? Nope. Nope. I thought about that the other day, but nope, I haven't been. Right. Well, I'm out, guys. Man, I've been on here for 2 hours. Only want to be on here for an hour. But oh man. But man, I'll catch you guys later, man. Thank you guys for the donations, for the Snapchat. I appreciate you guys. I'll be working on that video. I'll start working on it tomorrow. We got some rain coming in Tuesday, so I'll start working on it Monday night and probably have it out by Tuesday or Wednesday morning, probably. Uh, Cause to be honest, man, those videos are them videos take some time to make, man. They're not easy to make. I don't care how easy they look. They're not easy to make. The editing, I know how to edit it. Editing is easy for me now. But it's gonna get harder because I'm gonna upgrade to a new software. I'm gonna get a whole new computer, whole new software. So I have to learn that software because each software is different. Um, but it's time consuming. Come up with a subject matter, come up with a title, come up with a thumbnail. So it's gonna take me some time. I wish I could put more out because the more I put out, the more money I make. And I've been trying to find a way to record faster, to make the recording process easier and edit faster. Like you notice that I kind of stopped doing the voiceovers. Uh, I'm not gonna do away with it completely, but I can edit the video a little bit faster without having to do the voiceover because I have to edit the video, find the music. Then once I find the music, then I have to do the voiceover. So now I have to think of what to say. And then if the video is a certain length, then I have to think of what to say for a certain period of time. It's a lot, man. But I'ma still keep dropping videos. My minimum would be two a week. Like no matter what, I'll try to drop two a week. But if I can drop more a week, I will. But I'm gonna stick to my minimum, which is two a week, and I'm gonna try to guarantee. I'm gonna guarantee that. So that's what I'm. And if you don't if you don't see a video, like I wanted to drop a video today, that's why I went live. Like if I can't drop a video, I'll go live, and then that's how I'll make up for my minimum. But I'll still try to drop two more videos after this one. But if I can't do it, then this will count as my minimum. But I'm out, guys. I catch you on the next one. Oh yeah, everybody, man, listen. All you guys, if it's your first time on my live,
Go ahead and join the New Wave. It's a Facebook group where you guys can converse with each other and go back and forth with each other. It's also a place where you can show off your work and keep people motivated. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be me all the time. You guys can get on there. Y'all can go live on there. Y'all can do y'all thing. Put out videos, before and afters, give out advice and everything. So what you do is you just go to Facebook, you type in New Wave by ANA. What you're gonna see is you're gonna see this logo, all right, and you're gonna see this logo in the middle of the New Wave logo. That's how you're gonna know you're at the right place. New Wave by ANA. All right, go there. I want you guys to, if you're not on there now, if you're on here and you're not on there, get on there now. And support the cause. Get you a shirt. You can go to my website, aaprofessionalservices.com. That's AA, no and symbol. aaprofessionalservices.com. Go to the shop and you can get you a shirt. Now I have all colors. If you get a shirt, it's in gray on the website. I'm gonna have to update it with the other colors, but it's gray on the website. And go ahead and you just order the gray one, and then just shoot me an email. You can it should let you leave some notes or whatever. Somewhere in the notes or whatever, just type in you what color you want. And I can get that color for you. This is the first time I made them in black. Check it out. I like the black background because it just makes that. Just check that out, man. So, man, y'all want to support the cause? Go ahead and grab your T-shirt, man, and y'all can put your own logos on there. Put your own logos on the back. If you buy a shirt, you know, get on the New Wave and take a picture of your shirt, man. Support the cause, man. But I'm gonna catch you guys in the future, man. Y'all go ahead and get my likes up, man. Hit that like button. At one point I had 40 people on here, man. Come on, get my likes up. Appreciate everybody for donating. Again, copy your shirt. Join the New Wave Facebook group, man. I'm just gonna keep putting out content. Much love. Peace.